Hello there, Pisces. It's October 2020. Didici here from astrology.com.au. If you're new, thanks for joining us. I sort of have a quirky name for this called the Oracle Express. Just a quick 5 to 7 minute overview of what's happening. You can get more later if you want, and I'll show you how to do that at the end of the reading. Let me just animate this so that I can give you an insight into what's happening. And very quickly, the planet ruling your fifth house, very lucky planet, moves into its full moon phase there in the second house of finance. You've also got that lucky ninth ruler, Mars, in this area retrograde. So that empowers your luck, your higher education, your legal sort of matters. All of those things should work positively for you. And of course, having the full moon there is an added bonus for you. So don't be afraid to, I won't say aggressively, but passionately go for what it is you want, especially in the financial area. I want to draw your attention to a couple of other important points here. This 11th house, where we've seen these three planets retrograde in the social arena of your horoscope. For much of the year they've been retrograde, and that could have been causing some confusion to many of you born under the fish, but that's moving forward now. Have a look at these, all of them clear. Jupiter, your co-ruler, is, along with Sagittarius, as I mentioned to them for this month, really going through a transformational cycle because it's very near to the planet Pluto. Now they say it's not a planet, you know what I'm saying. So your friendships are transforming. They're transforming you, or you may be transforming them. And up until the second week of December, this is going to intensify. You notice Jupiter at 18 degrees, and then Pluto at 22 and Saturn at 25. So as Jupiter edges across these, then the pressure that's been building in those areas is going to dissipate, and you will take forward with you the lessons that you've learned through this cycle. Notice here on the 13th, the planet ruling your marital affairs, along with the moon making contact here in this area of marital affairs, stationary, going retrograde, and the moon crossing over Venus, which is not a great planet. Neither of these two planets are great planets for you. But keep your eye here on these four planets, because what we have there on the 17th is the moon moving into its new moon phase, carrying the energy of Venus, and then quickly moving into this conjunction with Mercury. So there's a lot of relationship stuff going on here in this second week of October for you. And of course, there the retrograde Mercury for your particular sun sign is not altogether good. It creates some problems for your partner, I think. You'll notice that it's in the 1 to 3rd sector for them, which has to do with communication, which has to do with their thinking. There could be a change of heart, and you may be finding it difficult to deal with that. You'll notice on the 24th, the sun, we mentioned that just a moment ago, rules your 6th house. On the 23rd, it moves to this connection with Mercury. And that's happening just as the moon is making its way through this 11th house, stellium. Stellium is a cluster of planets. You could be worn out after your association with some friends at that time. Notice the moon getting brighter, but moving into the quieter part of the zodiac there on the 24th, 25th. You'll need a little bit of time out. And then we see here that the same thing is going to happen with your partner, because the sun for your marriage relates to your partner's time out, reappraisal, expenses. It could also relate to some poor health or dietary issues. You may need to spend a little bit of time, notice here with the moon and Neptune, the selfless sign of the zodiac that you are, supporting that sort of connection. Mercury also moves back in its retrograde motion into this 8th house along with Venus, the ruler of the 8th house, which is the house of intimacy, sexuality, tantra, if you're into all that sort of stuff. Moon makes contact again with this Mars, that's also making its presence felt through the Martian energy into this area. So it's a time to maybe stop all of your personal work, all of your personal associations, which we saw here with the strong connection with social activities, and dedicate a little bit of time towards the end of the month to the person that you love through this, not just being physically intimate, but this means being mentally and intuitively intimate with them, which is shown by this retrograde Mercury. You can make those retrograde planets work for you, but you have to do it according to where the planet is taking you. And here we see that it has to do with talking about those deeper elements of your love life, your sexuality, what it is that makes you happy, what it is that doesn't make you happy. And that's how you're going to deepen the relationship that you have with those that are your significant other. I'll be back next month, but I've got some more information for you at astrology.com.au. Pop on over there if you get a moment. We've got that listed here, the daily, the monthly, the weekly, the yearly readings that are there, lots of free psychic readings. You've got me here if you need to make contact. Reach out to me. I'll respond back to you. If you're wanting to tackle some personal problems through a more detailed analysis, we can do that. That's what I've been trained to do. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Pisces. I hope you love me back and you'll come back. Love your company. See you next month. Bye-bye.